Mr. President, distinguished governors, I'm pleased to take part in the opening proceedings of the Governing Council. The COVID-19 pandemic has triggered a health, economic and social crisis of global proportions. The crisis has the largest impact on the most vulnerable countries, sectors and individuals. Rural communities are severely affected. We must avoid that the progress toward the 2030 agenda is reverted. To this end, the fund plays a key role, in particular for countries most in need. The global crisis has exposed weaknesses in food system, including through disrupted supply chains and volatility in food and energy prices. Food systems strongly resent from rapidly increasing climate-related shocks. Their effects are most severe for poor and marginalized rural communities. Climate change, environmental degradation, and biodiversity loss represent an immediate threat for natural resources, as well as for the lives and livelihoods of rural people. While being most impacted, these communities are thought to contribute the least to such phenomena. Reversing these trends calls for innovative solutions to help rural communities and remote areas to make their economies more resilient, productive, and inclusive. In this perspective, we look forward to the fulfillment of the commitment taken under the IFAD 12 replenishment for the period 2022-2024. These commitments require 40% of IFAD 12 operations to be explicitly focused on climate, and 90% of projects to present climate adaptation capacities. One of the key novelties of IFAD 12 is access to borrowed resources from institutional investors. This creates new opportunities, but it also comes with the responsibility to maintain adequate financial discipline. This is necessary to make sure that IFAD keeps a financially sustainable business model and is thus able to effectively operate for the achievement of sustainable development goals. Finally, the enhanced set for the adaptation of smallholder agriculture program will contribute to strengthening climate resilience of small-scale producers in the lowest income countries. To deal with the still significant financing gap faced by small-scale agriculture, it is important to identify instruments that can complement and magnify the effectiveness of IFAD's action. Let me make a few examples. First, between 2019 and 2021, IFAD mobilized almost $270 million as agency of the Global Environmental Facility, the Green Climate Fund, and the Adaptation Fund. A stronger collaboration between IFAD and these climate finance vehicles could be strategic to complement IFAD investments. Second, public development banks could be further encouraged to support innovative projects in agriculture, rural economies, and food systems. By enabling and de-risking private investment, PDBs play a key role to unlock new resources and narrow the financing gap. In this respect, we welcome the creation of the joint initiative Sustainable Agriculture and Food Ecosystems between IFAD and Cassa Depositi e Prestiti, the Italian Public Development Bank, also with the support of the Italian Ministry of Ecological Transition. This initiative will facilitate co-financing of IFAD's project. It will serve as a framework to provide concessional and blended financing, as well as technical assistance to sovereign entities. Third, through its private sector financing program, IFAD should act as a catalyst for multilateral development banks, development from financial institutions, and private capital for investment in climate adaptation and mitigation in agriculture. Coming to an end, let me recall that in its recent capacity of G20 President, Italy put the protection of the planet at the core of its agenda, centered on people, planet, prosperity. Last year, G20 leaders endorsed the Sustainable Finance Roadmap. Under the guidance of the current Indonesian presidency, the roadmap will be fundamental to scale up sustainable finance, especially in emerging markets and developing economies. I'm also pleased to mention that the Italian government stepped up its effort to ensure a more sustainable use of land and other national resources in developing economies. Italy has been the first country to contribute with $170 million to the Nature, People and Climate Investment Program in the Climate Investment Funds, which will support a nature-based solution for low-carbon and climate-resilient development. Furthermore, with the establishment of an Italian climate fund, Italy has strengthened its commitment to climate goals. In 2022, Italy will increase its pledge to International Climate Fund by 3 times, reaching an annual level of about $1.5 billion per year until 2026. All in all, this initiative confirms Italy's dedication toward rural economies and food systems. As the host country and as an important donor, Italy has increased its pledge for the replenishment of IFAD 12 by more than 40%. We look forward to the effective use of resources to support investments and projects for making the agriculture and food ecosystem more sustainable. Thank you for your attention.